8:22 exactly. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program. This is News and Views with me, Julie Ali. And first up, we have Tseliso Thipanyane. He is CEO of the South African Human Rights Commission to talk to us about week one of the investigation into the July unrest. Tseliso, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning to you and your listeners. Salam.
Lovely to have you on the show. So, what has been said so far? And I'm also wondering, how long do you expect the investigation to last for? And at the end of it all, how does SAHRC move forward? Are we going to be holding people accountable? I'm just trying to understand the process, and also for people who were directly impacted, possibly trying to get their lives together. What is the message we give to them?
Thank you. First thing is that, the Human Rights Commission has a constitutional mandate to find appropriate redress where there has been human rights violations. And certainly this tragedy has affected human rights in many ways. People have lost their lives, over 300 people. Property has been destroyed, looted, and our economy has had a massive dent. And therefore, we're having this hearing as a commission to be able to assist the process, get to the bottom of these issues, find out exactly what happened, who's responsible, and who must be held accountable. Now, as far as we are concerned, our findings are binding unless reversed by a court of law. And there's an obligation on all organs of state and every person in this country to assist the Human Rights Commission and not undermine it. But secondly, in terms of our Act, South African Human Rights Commission Act, Section 4, it is a criminal offense to interfere or undermine, obstruct the work of the Commission. But secondly, we want to, make sure that those who are responsible are held to account. So we'll expect the different agencies of the state, NPA, the police, to investigate and get to the bottom of this thing so that this issue never happens again. But thirdly, we really want to bring reconciliation amongst our people. Clearly, this tragedy also brought about uncomfortable and unacceptable events like, we had in Durban in Phoenix, where there were, incidents of racial violence and assault and killings. That has to be addressed as well, and we repair, the relationship in our community so that people can live again together as South Africans. So this is what really we're doing. So in the first week, basically, we had victims, of the violence in Phoenix and in Pietermaritzburg. We also had evidence from the CEOs of the Chamber of Commerce in Durban and Pietermaritzburg about the impact this has had. We did an inspection local in Durban and Pietermaritzburg. So this week, we're basically getting evidence from the police. We're hoping that we'll be hearing from a couple of ministers, but we'll only find out, by lunchtime today whether they'll be coming or they'll have to be subpoenaed. And then on Friday, we're having evidence from the two premiers of Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. And then on the 3rd, the Minister of Police will be coming, and hopefully the President will also be coming.
Okay, let me just weigh in on the issue around the violence in Phoenix, and undoubtedly that was racially incited violence. How seriously does the Commission take that issue, and what sort of sentences does that then constitute into some sort of criminal offense, and will the perpetrators be brought to book, so to speak?
Yes, the perpetrators have to be found and be brought to book. That's why we want to ask the police and the NPA to know what has happened and what is being done about this. Because, how do we, repair the damage if there is no justice done, if the people who are responsible for the killings, are not being brought to book? But at the same time, there's also massive looting. Who will be held responsible for the looting? So we also want to find out what has the state done to find out who are the people behind this tragedy and what is being done about it. So we are not the police, we are not the NPA, but our mandate is to ensure that, where human rights violations have happened, everybody who's responsible to repair that does their work. The state and individuals. That's our mandate.
Intense, absolutely intense investigations are ongoing because the Commission has to get to the heart of the matter and bring people to book, and also pray that this never ever happens in our country again. But at this point in time, and I know it's early days yet, fingers are being pointed directly at the police. And as you have indicated that the Chamber of Commerce, you had figures from Peter Madsburg and Midlands Chamber of Commerce, Durban Chamber of Commerce as well, and they have alluded directly to police inaction. The fact that CEO Melanie Veness said that she tried calling top cops to assist and to try and find out what's going on, but nobody was answering phones either.
Yeah, that's problem.
That's direct neglect of duties, is it not?
And this is the sad part, you see, that, had the tragedy not happened, the looting, maybe we wouldn't have had the incidents in Phoenix and Peter Madsburg happening. So the state has a constitutional obligation to protect South Africans, their lives and their property. So the issue is this: why did it happen? Where were the law enforcement agencies? And they must explain to us, what happened. I mean, this should not have happened if we had more effective policing, if we had more effective intelligence. So what happened? But secondly, what led ordinary South Africans to go and loot? What led ordinary South Africans to go and kill others? We need to get to the bottom of this thing.
Absolutely.
And make sure that never happen again.
Critical questions to be answered. I'm wondering if at any point the Commission is going to be questioning the Department of Security Services, because undoubtedly it seems that they too dropped the ball. They were not reacting, they were not responsive. Surely they are here to protect the interest of South Africa, and they were totally inactive.
For this week, today, we're supposed to be having the National Commissioner of Police and the Provincial Commissioner of Police. And they were going to get the Minister of Defense, but there might be some issues there. But we've also called, the intelligence organs of state, the Minister of Intelligence, or former Minister of Intelligence, the intelligence service themselves, to come and explain to us what happened, what went wrong, and what is going to be done about this.
Worrying indeed. We're going to be watching this space. It's an ongoing story, and we will be obviously in a contact with you and the Commission to share all of the information that comes out. Anything else we should be aware of during the hearing?
Well, one would really like, more South Africans to come forward with evidence which can help us. But also, as I was saying, our findings, as far as we are concerned, are binding. And therefore, we'll expect all organs of state to implement our recommendations unless they go to court. And as I was saying, we're hoping that the Minister of Police, who was basically asked, to be excused until the 3rd of December, will be able to attend and also throw more light on these issues. So today is basically the National Commissioner of Police and the Provincial Commissioners of Police who must come and account to us for us to know what happened, what went wrong with policing.
Absolutely. And what is so sad about the whole situation is that the poorest of the poor and the working class people were caught up in this storm, possibly by promises made that if they go ahead and loot, they are going to be protected, and didn't realize the damage that was being caused to their own well-being, because scores of people have lost their jobs, and it's going to take quite some time before the economy can be built up to that point again. So sad indeed.
That was indeed the tragedy of the whole thing, that, you saw ordinary people, abogogo, children, looting without appreciating what this will mean for the economy.
Consequences, yes.
And now we have 300 people dead. What for?
Mhm. And the realization has come too
what did
late
we
that
get?
they've realized they've
Yes.
actually shot themselves in the foot. That scores of the very people who were involved in the looting have lost their jobs. But
So
let's leave it there, Tseliso.
in a way,
As I've
we've
said,
criminalized thousands of South Africans.
absolutely,
That's the sad part.
absolutely. It has far-reaching effects on all of South Africa, whether you're a middle-class person, whether you're the working class, whether you're the poorest of the poor, and even the rich people, people who own businesses or corporates. Everybody has been impacted by the insurrection. But thank you indeed for talking to us, Tseliso. We will be hooking up with you again, possibly next week, to hear how the Commission has progressed on this investigation.
Thank you.
Go well. It is exactly 8:33. This is News and Views right here on Salam Media.
Durban, KwaZulu-Natal has been the hardest hit by the recent